Right. Before we begin, let us take a moment to bring our hands together in veneration. Our teacher, our master, he is the father of loving kindness and compassion. He who found the true meaning of our lives. He showed us a path to free ourselves from all our defilements, sufferings, anger, hatreds, annoyance. He showed us a way to free ourselves from the shackles of the sansaric cycle. He showed us a way to find the ultimate bliss, the ultimate goal, the ultimate destination that we could achieve in our life as a human being, reminding ourselves the nobleness of our teacher. Let's bring our palms together in veneration, the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. So today, so last week, Thursday, I think, Nick, who always attend to our sessions, Nick from Sydney, she visited the monastery. She came here for 5 days, 6 days, and she's still there. I think so today we had this Dakinayo Panchani Sansa Puja, which is the almsgiving for 100 monks. It's a ceremony that we conduct in our monastery twice, like 2 times per month. So she attended to that ceremony as well. So yesterday, I had a chance to talk to her, and then she told me, I can't imagine. She told me that the how she felt about the monastery, and everybody should visit here. The vibe and people who help here, it's completely different environment here. So she explains everything to me, and then I said, okay, next time I'll give you a chance in Detox Your Mind as well. Talk about your experience about the monastery, because I want you to come here, right, and experience this vibe. Is it what happened? What happened today? Today people are in black boxes. No? Is it? Hmm? Secretly ran away. So where were we? Yes, she told me because now uh, she told me that she went to Rajagiriya. That means out of the monastery to Amadasana Thero's Sunday sermon, and the afternoon she had a chance to participate to Guru Hamdro's English sermon, and she was telling yesterday in the afternoon that was mind blowing, and I couldn't imagine this much of realization within one day. Morning Amadasana Thero, and afternoon Guru Hamdro. So it's the realization Sunday. That's what she said, right? It's a Sunday for realization. So, and yes, so this is what we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen. The environment is the key to understand this Dhamma, to practice the path, to internalize the Dhamma. Without the environment, without the the proper right conditions, you can't realize the Dhamma. It's so realization the Dhamma is also a manifestation, ladies and gentlemen. So this is something very cool, isn't it? The Dhamma is also cause and effect. Realization of Dhamma is also a cause and effect. Dhamma itself talks about cause and effect, right? But realization of Dhamma into a particular mind is also an effect that happens because of the causes. So without Dhamma, you can't have the realization. Without condition, you can't have the realization. That means conditions and the causes. These are the these are the factors. These are the points. These are the ingredients for realization of the Dhamma. Realization won't happen without the environment. Realization won't happen without the Dhamma. So we need to listen to the Dhamma. Plus, we have to make sure that we have the environment. Without the environment, you can't have the Dhamma with your hearts and minds. So Dhamma means the truth. Dhamma means the realization. Dhamma means the reality. You can know the reality, but you and at the same time you can internalize the reality, or you can live by the reality. That's a different story. That's a different level of understanding. Understanding and realization. Understanding means you understand the Dhamma, you understand the cause and effect. Realization means you have this ability to apply, you feel from the, I mean, your mind is now working with that. It will happen when you have the right environment. So you have to have that environment, otherwise you won't be able to realize. So last time, remember, I asked you to read that book. Do you remember that? I asked some the Buddha, the marvelous sage. I don't know whether it's available in Kindle or something, but I found that it's a paper book, all right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, reading these books, reading these stories regarding the Buddha actually gives you some glimpse, gives you some idea of, it actually make you play. I mean, those stories create a pleasant environment within your mind. That environment is essential to understand the Dhamma. So this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Even though people come to the Buddha on this life, at this life, like let's say after Buddha manifests, some people went there and discuss the Dhamma with the Buddha, and then after that they realize the Dhamma. After that they say Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. Okay, I know who you are. So you changed me. You changed my life. So I will practice what you have said, what you have showed us, and attend Nibbana. This is what happens. This is the part that we can see from this life of that person. But in the past lives, in order to meet the Buddha, he has made some perfections. He has done some perfections. That's why he would be able to meet the Buddha in this life. Everything that happens right now to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's not something that happens because it's not something that happens out of blue. It's something that happens always because of the actions, because of the incidents that happens in the past creates the present moment. So we have to see from this lens in order to understand what goes behind this game, what happens behind this game. In order to realize the Dhamma, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have that environment. In order to have that environment, you have to create that environment. Environment won't happen randomly. In order to create that environment, people have used so many ways, so many things. One of those ways are to create the saddha, to create the piety, to create that, the condition in the mind to receive the Buddha Dhamma. I remember when I was young, my teacher, my mom always say, "Oh, you always have to respect your teacher in order to understand something from teacher." So these are the things I learned from when I was young. You have to respect a teacher. You have to obey your teacher. You have to show some respect to your teacher in order to receive, in order to understand what he or she going to show it to you. So that respect happens out of blue, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's not happen out of blue. It happens without any conviction. You don't have to have the conviction. You don't have to have this convince. You don't have to convince that teacher has something that you don't know. But you need first, initially, you need to invest. You need to pay respect. You need to obey to that teacher. It's like when you invest, you know that you will receive some interest, right? But you haven't got the interest. You haven't received the interest. Initially, what you have to do, first invest. Initially, you have to take the action. After that action, the effect will happen. I mean, effect means that the interest you will gain you will get the interest. This is what exactly should happen in your mind, because you need to have this understanding. You need to have this realization. You need to have this. You need to have this. The a mindset that always think about the Buddha, think about your teacher. That's why we venerate. That's why we bring our palms together in veneration the Buddha. That's why we chant Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. It's a pledge of allegiance that we make in front of the Buddha, right? That we will exert our energy relentlessly to practice the path that he showed us. Sometimes you won't understand 100% the path yet. You won't understand the Dhamma 100% yet, but it doesn't matter. You need to have that the trust to the Buddha. There's a stanza called Vishwasa Paramanyati. A part of that stanza is Vishwasa Paramanyati. The trust is a good relative to your path. Your trust to the path, your trust to the teacher, your belief to the teacher is a good relative. Relative means like your neighbor, near and dear. Vishwasa Paramanyati. You need to have that friend. It's not a like person. It's the connection to the Buddha. You need to have that connection, ladies and gentlemen. You need to have that connection in order to understand the Buddha. If not that, if you don't have that connection, then you won't understand what Buddha has explained to this world. Initially, you have to respect to your teacher. You have to obey your teacher. You have to believe your teacher in order to understand something from teacher. Guru Buddhir Vishishtati. The Guru's understanding, Guru's realization is our guiding light. Special. Because actually, now think about, ladies and gentlemen, when you first came to this world, you have no idea, you have zero idea of how to behave in this world. You didn't know anything. You were just going here and there and shouting and, the crying and doing nothing. And, I mean, whatever that you have done, you didn't know how to eat, you didn't know how to drink, you didn't know how to go to toilet, and everything that you are doing right now is because of your teachers. Your parents are your initial teachers. Without that teachers, ladies and gentlemen, you can't have anything. Even you can't eat. That's why have you seen that? Have you noticed that some kids, they even eat their own stools, right? Because they don't know that it's not something that shouldn't eat. You have to show them. Yes. So that means we came here without any knowledge. We came here. I mean, we are a child. We were a child. We didn't know anything. That child means you always have the receiving mindset. You are learning. You learn from your teachers. Your parents are your initial teachers. Why I'm saying this? Sometimes some people think that no, I have the power to take the decisions. Actually, That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have any power without your teachers, without your support, without your learning, without whatever that you have learned previously. You don't have any powers. All the decisions that you have taken place right now, they are completely, they're 100% depends on, they are 100% depends on what you have learned before, what you have studied before. What are the drushtis, what are the perspectives that you have received from your teachers? That's why I don't know that when I was young, my mom and my dad went to the temple and offer something to the Buddha. They didn't know that who is there, who they didn't understand anything about the Buddha's Dhamma. I know for sure. That's why still my mom and dad doesn't like me, right? Even though I'm preaching to you, even though I'm telling Dhamma to you, even though I explain everything to you, my mom and dad doesn't like me. The decision that I have taken. They think that I chose the wrong path. But I, today also so tonight I'm going to I'll travel Dubai and UK starting again. Yes, so that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have that connection with your teacher. If you don't have the connection with your teacher, then you don't have any. I mean, you are not. I mean, you don't have that environment to understand what teacher is explaining, what teacher is going to disseminate, what teacher is going to convey to you. That's why, so it's a good practice that we started here. See, this is what actually happens. Initially, we do that, and then later I will explain that. So remember, recently we have started Guru Vandana. So Guru Vandana is something that we started doing it. So you know that, ladies and gentlemen, Guru Vandana is actually behind the Guru Vandana. There's a secret thing going on. Before that, I explain that what actually happens there. I want you to explain that when you worship someone, when you pay respect, when you worship or when you venerate, what actually happens within your mind? Because there's a strong, like there's a science behind what actually happens there. Because of that, you will understand why we worship, why we offer something, why we do some actions to the Buddha statue, why we offer, why we place flowers and oil lamps, incense sticks, because behind that there's a science that happens within the mind to understand what Buddha Dham. In order to explain that, I'm going to I don't know whether. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, let's say there's an apple. It looks like an apple. So you have this, your eye, and then you have the image. You have the image of the apple. So this is the simple explanation of what we explain. Like here, this is the object. This is the image. Got it? Right? Now tell me, this section is completely mental, isn't it?
Yes.
This is your experience. Sorry about my handwriting. This is your experience, because I don't have stylus here. This is your experience. This is the image. Okay. This is the image. This is the object. In order to generate the image, you need the object and the eye. So you can directly say this is cause 1, this is cause 2, and this is the effect. Agree with this or not? This is a simple explanation of cause and effect. Right now, what you experience, the image, the colors, sound, taste, color, sound, taste, smell, touch, thoughts are the image. This is what happens within your mental screen. This is the mental screen that you observe. Right now you observe not the laptop, not the video, not the whatever the outside thing, but the image that is generated within the mind. Agree? You just have to nod your head. That's it. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, there's some object we don't know, but this is looks like this. A statue, right? And this is your eye. And here is what you experience. Clear? This is the image. Right now, this image, so when you have this image, this image, this image, when you have this image in your mind, the mind recognize, mind details out, mind feels, mind explains what is that image. Does this make sense? I mean, you're not only sensing the image, but in the mind, it will be detailed. Like that image will be detailed out. Recognize, cognition happens. Some detailing part happens. That's your feeling, that's your consciousness. Not only the image. You don't have the only image, you have this idea. What is that image? Got it? Right. Exactly. In front of a statue, you have this image. In that image, because that people have given the name of what? Who is this guy? Buddha. I have seen the Buddha statues. People have shown that this is the Buddha, this is the Buddha, this is the Buddha. You learn from previous your teachers and your books, textbooks, or anything that you have seen Buddha statues. Because of that, that recognition happens. Ah, this is a Buddha statue. Are you clear up to that point? Right. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is so funny. When you see the Buddha statue, this the Buddha, the Buddha, the Buddha experience happens within your mind. Any actions that you take involve as physical actions, actually they are not physical, ladies and gentlemen. All the actions that involve in physically actually happens in the mental form. Right now, you are seeing the object. This is the object. And this is the mental experience. In this experience, you recognize as a Buddha. Then, in front of this statue, you can see two hands come together and worship. This is the guy. Sorry about my handwriting. Not handwriting, drawing. So this is a person. Nah? This is two hands worshipping. This is your eye, and you can feel from the touch senses, your tactile sensations, you are worshipping. Actually, this is also creating a mental picture in the mind. That is, you are, I mean, I will write in words, worship, worshipping, or veneration, venerating. This is what you experience. I don't know. I don't want to draw the drawings, right? Because it's really good, my drawings. That's why I just wrote in names. Right. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, when this action happens, right? Is this something that happens in the outside physical world you experience, or is it something that happens your mental world? Mental world. Worshipping, venerating, and all these things are something that happens in in the mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that happens in the outside. Do you understand up to this? Now try to contemplate what actually happens here. Did you understand up to here? When you worship, actually that worshipping, veneration, whatever that you chant, namaskara, namo tassa bhagavato arahato, whatever that you do is actually creating a mental picture. This creates a mental picture, ladies and gentlemen. It is not something that creates, it's not something that happens actually. There's something, the reaction going on in the outside. I'm not saying there's nothing that happens in the outside, but this is your experience, worshipping, venerating the Buddha. Actually, you're not worshipping the statue, ladies and gentlemen. You're worshipping or you're offering something, is something that you offer. You are not offering to the Buddha. You're offering to the mental picture. That means in Buddha is in your mind, or Buddha, you can say Buddha is in your heart and mind. When you see the Buddha statue, the Buddha statue is helping you to create the Buddha experience within your mind. Does this make sense? We don't think in this way. When you worship, ladies and gentlemen, when you worship, what happens is in the mental picture, you're creating, you're creating, I mean, inside your mind, there's a picture, there's a mental image that creates that you are worshipping. When you offer flowers or oil lamps, incense sticks, or whatever that you offer, water, you're creating a mental picture within your mind that you are offering to that teacher. You're offering something you have to the teacher. So offer, when you say, uh, the offer, like you offer flower in front of the Buddha statue. This is your hand. You can see your hand. This is totally a mental image that happens within your mind, ladies and gentlemen. In the mind, you're creating a picture of offering something. When you offer something like this, have you seen in our videos, like in our Detox Your Mind, like in our Buddhist detox retreats and all these events, like we ask people in the second day, they start offering some flowers, they create the Buddha puja, they get together, they offer the whatever that they have brought or like cooked for their meals, like, and they offer to the Buddha Patara, and the flowers, they prepare flowers, oil lamps, incense sticks. So there's a lot going on. Actually, these are what we are doing, ladies and gentlemen. We are creating a mental picture within you to generate that you have given something to the Buddha. to generate an experience, you have given something to the Buddha, you have given something to your teacher, you have given something, you have offered something to the Buddha. That's the mental picture that generates within your mind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, what we know? Every action has reaction. So action is offering flower to the Buddha. What will be the reaction? Reaction should be, ladies and gentlemen, not Buddha will offer. It's not Buddha will offer flowers to you, right? Buddha will offer flowers to you. That flowers are not Buddha. Flowers are not flowers. That flower is what we Buddha has realized. That means you are creating an environment within your mind to receive the Buddha's teachings or whatever Buddha has realized from this universe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. This is the moment. This is the moment you are establishing the connection between the Buddha and you. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, these are not just rituals, these are not just traditions, these are not just mere things like the surface Buddhism. It's something that actually people have done with a science, there's a science behind this. There's something going on this. Everything that you have conducted, we offer something, you donate or you do something, that's something creating within your mind, ladies and gentlemen. That experience is something that created within your mind. That experience is leading to a reaction. Sorry. This action leads to a reaction. You don't have to know the logic always. Like, you just have to follow your teacher, do as teacher says so, and you will understand why teacher have said that in the initial point later. It takes time to cook in your mind the reality. It takes time. Yeah, processing time. The thing is, that if I explain this at the beginning, you won't understand anything because we have gone through some series of events, series of courses, series of sermons to explain what is this cause and effect. This is something. I mean, this what this picture, this whole image, the apple and the apple here. It's not a simple thing, ladies and gentlemen. This explains everything that you observe as the world in your day-to-day life. Whatever the action that you perform, ladies and gentlemen, these are not just outside actions. This is what mental actions that mind is creating. By providing, that when you provide something to the Buddha, so this is the picture that is happening, that's drawing within your mind. That means when you provide something, you create a vacuum within this space because you are giving something. Giving creates a vacuum in your side. Because of that giving, the nature will fulfill whatever the vacuum that creates within your mind. Because nature is not something that unfair. Nature is fair to everyone. We are children of God. If something is vacuum, if something, there's a void here because you have offered. When you offer, you are doing something, you are emitting, you are releasing something you hold. Because of that, right? Exhaling. So when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, it creates a vacuum, it creates a void, it creates a space within your mind to receive what Buddha has realized. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, this is so interesting. Buddha didn't realize anything that's something new. Buddha has realized what previous Buddha has realized. Buddha didn't realize something his own thing. Buddha can't say, see, I am the one who realized everything in this world. No, he said that, like, if someone like me manifest in this world, he also can realize the same thing I realized. In the Buddha's Pali, Maho Mavennik. I or someone like me can realize, self-realize the Dhamma, self-realize the reality. Did you get this point? Did you get the science behind why we do worshipping, why we do all these cultural activities? Ladies and gentlemen, truth be told, initially, when I was first doing my degrees and when I just before I started all these things, ladies and gentlemen, I was so stupid, I was so dumb, and I refused to go to the temple. I refused to go to worship Buddha statues because I was telling the Buddha, we are worshipping Buddha statues. These are made out of plaster of Paris. There's no Buddha in the Buddha statue. This is made out of clay and cement. This is what I was telling. This is I was actually the I think I explained something similar to our monks. So in Enlight, you will see Detox Your Mind series, the video series 34, 36. It will come later. So I recorded that. That on that day, I explained this to our monks. So please explain to other people that you like people not have this point of views from their birth. For example, like like people who grown up in Asia, they have this worshipping and all this offering. That mindset is there, that perspective is there. But when you go to Western countries and like Australia, they don't have this mindset. They don't have this perspective since they were born. Nobody told us. Nobody told them. That's why I told you, ladies and gentlemen, without your teachers, without your initial input, you don't know anything at all about this world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now think about in our day to day in our Buddhist retreats, we offer Atapirikara. The eight things. Eight. I don't know how to call it. Atapirikara. Pirikara means you offer like pirikara offerings. Like we offer main offerings, 8 offerings. Like in a box, that's the alms bowl and 3 robes and the shaving tool and all these things we offer at one place. Like I'll show you.
It's a package.
It's a package, yes. See this one. This one.
Okay, okay.
The alms bowl and 3 robes, and this is the package that usually monk.
And what is that in the dome-like structure right on top of the box? It's like a dome.
It's alms bowl. It's the alms bowl.
Alms bowl, okay.
It's the alms bowl. You know that when they offer this, now think about their mental picture.
Yeah, got it.
Now look at this. See, they are now going towards the Buddha statue. Huh? Now what happens in their mind? See, this lady in her mind, now she's offering very heavy golden alms bowl to the Buddha. This create an environment in that mind to receive the Buddha's teachings.
Absolutely. What you give is what you get.
What you give is what you get. Now think about, ladies and gentlemen, when you offer something like Atapirikara to the Buddha like this, that the Atapirikara means that eight Pirikara, this is something you will get when you get ordained.
Oh.
Now what you're doing is you are making the environment within your mind to receive one such kind of thing sooner. Unbeknowingly, not knowingly. You are making the condition within your mind to receive this. This is what I have done. I'll share with you, ladies and gentlemen. In Canberra, we had a temple, and some people didn't go to the temple because they didn't get a chance to offer something to Mahasangha, because all the people who operate the temple have taken the dates. Okay, this day it's my day for the alms giving, and the second day it's my day for the alms giving. So nobody can't offer any other days because it's all booked. So nobody allow others to offer, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, we got a chance from one of our relative, a friend, and because she was unable to attend to the like give some that on that day alms giving, because of that they offered us. Um, brother and sister, please do my part. So my day, you can offer something to the Swami Namaste. You know what I did? I asked all the people who were unable to attend to the temple, who didn't have any chance to offer Mahasangha something. I asked all the people. I remember there's only one monk, right? 54 families were there. That means altogether 120 people at least. It's a ceremony to the for the temple, because a lot of people came to the temple. Because of that, only small cup of something that I asked them to bring, my back then wife, and we did that. And we got the permission from the whatever the Dayaka Sabha, the charity organization, and there were a lot of Atapirikaras. You know, this Atapirikas buried in the temple, like on a room. Without, they don't use it. I took them all these Atapirikas and cleaned, and I gave a chance to offer all these people an Atapirikara to Buddha. Those days I didn't know what I was doing. Now I know why I have done that, and as a result of that, I'm here. Like this. So, so now what happened there? I have created everyone's. I have created that offering in the everyone's mind. As a result of that, who got the first thing?
Yes, yes.
I got it. At the moment, I'm wearing someone of that, like that. So this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happened when you offer something. There's a science behind it, behind these offerings.
What goes around comes around.
What goes around must comes around. Because now you are offering to the Buddha. Now you are offering to the greatest wisdom. But the thing is, that's why I was going to explain that Buddha didn't realize something by himself. Like it's something his it's not something he cooked in his mind. He receives this Dhamma because of the perfections that he has conducted before as a Buddha's aspirant. As a Buddha's aspirant, he has conducted a lot of perfections. So, the name perfections means what?
Practice.
Perfection means to be perfect. These are the things to complete. I mean, I love these names. Guru Nayak Hadru explained, like Amadasan Nayak Hadru explained last time in Sinhala sermon, like perfections, the name that the Swami Maharaj has given, when they translate, the perfection means to be these are the actions that has to be done to be perfect. The perfect one is what? The perfect one. Perfect one means perfect. That means he found the way to escape from this perfect trap. Because this perfect trap is a perfect trap because nobody knows that they are trapped. Like you all. We live our journey life as a normal life and we enjoy the ride. We don't feel that we are trapped. As Morpheus says to Neo, you are born to a prison. You are born to a bondage. You are born to a prison for your mind. The prison that you can't taste, smell, touch, or think. Because mind is in prison. Mind is in ajatta. That's the Pali word. Mind is in ajatta. Mind is in avidya. Mind is in ignorance. Mind is in internalized. Mind is actually hide within the universe. That's what happens. When you understand that, ladies and gentlemen, all the things that you have seen, you have experienced, are just mere images that happen in your mind. Now tell me, if you go and see other place, let's say when you travel to one country, are you traveling, or this is the mental picturing process that happens within your mind? When you okay, it's when you offer, it's a mental picture. If you travel to some place going A to B, this is completely something that happens within the mind. I'm not saying there's nothing out there. Outside world is also doing some support to create this mental picture process, picturing process, right? You're talking to someone. Are you talking to someone, or this is the mental picture that happens within your mind? It's so funny, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I really love this. Uh, This is one of your friend. This is you. Now he shouts at you, hmm, and he's angry, and he's yelling at you. Not your friend. This is your husband and let's see. Huh. This is husband and wife. Huh. Usually, husband is yelling at wife. Or you can do opposite. It's up to you. Like what it depends on you, right? Let's say your wife, your husband, or your partner is shouting at you because something that you have done something nasty. Ah, actually, this is the receiver, right? Ah, let's see. Let's draw the mental picture that happens in here. This is the mental picture of this person. There's a person is talking to you, right? Now tell me, in this experience, where is this person? Is he in the outside, or does he exist in the mental experience? Where
Like
does this image happen, ladies and gentlemen? Image happens in this particular person's mind. Now tell me, when you discuss with someone, are you discussing with someone in the outside world, or are you actually discussing with someone that is being created within your own mind? Outside world has to be there something. Without
yeah,
that energy, whatever the process, right? It won't happen anything here. That's true. Does it make sense?
yes,
But whatever that you experience is not something in the outside, ladies and gentlemen. That is something created within your mind. Now
correct.
tell me, now if the yelling or if shouting happens, now who is getting angry with who? With whom? I am getting, let's say I am the one, huh? I am getting angry with that who's yelling at me. The person that yells at me is a mental picture that happens within my mind. I am also a mental picture that happens within my mind. So the same mind is getting angry with the same mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one man show. You think that you are playing the chess game, but you are the same person who goes there and sit there, and you feel that you are it's your opponent, like the other one. No, everything that is something that happens within the mind. See, I use the science that I wanted to explain to why we should worship, why we should venerate, and the science. I'm using that same thing in order to show you whenever you get angry, you're not getting angry with somebody else's, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting angry with your own mind. I have
So it is
flipped
like
the Lord Buddha statue with an enemy. Now what happened? Your enemy is also that happens that something cooked in your mind. Now that person is shouting at you. Okay. When you worship the Buddha. That creates the environment to receive the Dhamma. When you give anger, then what happens? Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, you have listened to a Dhamma talk, right?
yes.
Conducted by Mind Theorem. Actually, this is what actually happens. You just have to realize this, ladies and gentlemen, then you won't get angry with anyone. When you know the magic, when you know the logic behind the magic, there's no room for getting anger, hatred, or annoyance because this is your own picture that happens within your mind. You're getting angry with. Love
Yes.
your neighbor means. Did you understand why Jesus have said love your neighbor? Because your neighbor is your own mental image. I mean, now am I saying, hey, don't like give bad words, don't say bad words to people, don't do that, never do that, always don't do that. It's not don't do that. This is the logic that explains. I mean, when you know the logic, the bad words won't happen. It's not something I'm restricting you. I mean, you will automatically, because you will inherently, when you understand this, you will inherently I mean, it's something that you do that. I don't have to force you. I just
Correct.
have to show you the reality. I just have to unveil, and that's it. It's exactly that. I mean, try to understand this. This is the Dhamma. We learn, we live, we preach, we practice. More you realize. This is unprecedented. I never heard this kind of Dhamma before. This is the simple explanation that, okay, this should be the Buddha in order to explain this. Nobody would be able to perceive because everybody is within their mind and they have created outside world and inside world within their mind. Within their own mind, they have created, separated, and then think, I am the one that is the outside world. No, ladies and gentlemen, this and this. Look at there. You can see your body and the outside. Look, you can see outside. Is it outside or this is also outside then? This is your mental picture, whatever that you experience. And when you look at outside, that is also your mental picture. Don't you think this is the greatest deception in this world? That's why you need the understanding of cause and effect. You know, effect cannot happen with only cause one. In order to generate that effect is something an effect because of the multiple causes. If you get rid of one cause, the effect won't be there. It's not something that mind is interpreting the outside world. Mind is an effect because of your body and the outside world. All these energy formations are creating this effect. So whenever that you perceive, you don't feel in this way. You think whatever that you feel is an interpretation of what actually happens in the outside. That's a wrong idea. It's not the interpretation what happens in the outside. Outside world is completely different, whatever the energy formation. There's no person exist. It's a process of cells. The body is forming. Like there's a complete aggregation process happens, and there's a mind also happens. It generates some vibrations. These vibrations plus your body plus your vipaka energy, all these causes have to align, have to come together to generate the effect that cooked in your mind, that you experience. So whenever that you say, yes, you are interpreting whatever that happens in the outside, no, you are interpreting that something generate within your mind. In order to generate that, yes, of course, there should be the cascade of reaction that happens in the outside, but that cascade of reaction is not the effect. It's like this: sodium and chlorine bring together, it creates sodium chloride. Sodium chloride has salt effect, but sodium doesn't have salt effect. Chlorine doesn't have salt effect. Sodium is explosive, chlorine is a bleach. Then, if these two come together, then it should generate explosive bleach. If sodium is explosive, chlorine is a bleach, sodium chloride should be explosive bleach. No, this creates a completely different effect. That is what you experience as your mind right now. Whatever that you experience doesn't exist in the outside, ladies and gentlemen. But a outside world and whatever that you define as outside, other than the mind, is helping to the mind. Inherently, you don't feel in this way because you have been trained to perceive in the opposite way. You
Yeah.
think whatever that you deal is exist. No, that's the theory of everything. Have I lost the connection? That's the
Ah,
theory. That's the effect. Effect is not something there with the causes. Cause one and cause two, cause three, cause four, cause five, cause six are contributing to generate the effect. Now
and
tell
so
me, ladies
that's
and gentlemen, your mental picture is also not fixed. It is always like,
change.
it is something like, no, you can't say changing. It is something like, the best example is drawing something on water. It's always dynamic as the moment that it touches whatever the mental object that creates, that's the moment you perceive, and after that you can't find it. That this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment. It's not, cannot be isolated and separated and entitified. It's a flow of, it's a fluid, it's a flow. I'm 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 amazed, amused. This is amazed and amused, and everything happens in my mind when you realize this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know that we never. I'm 100% sure before this life. During this life, I never heard like something. I never understood like that. But definitely before this life, I have never listened or realized this understanding. That's why I know this is the Buddha. This should be the Buddha who explained this. Other than that, nobody would be able to explain this by
Yeah.
themselves. Now I have the piety. I have the trust even more than when I started. But the thing is, when I started, right, back then wife, she is the one who forced me to offer something to the Buddha. Because I told her, no, no, no. I don't want to offer because this is meant the statue, cements, plaster of Paris, made out of structures and batteries. What nonsense? You don't need. One ladies and gentlemen, now she forced me happy life, happy wife. Because of that, I offered, because otherwise I can't keep my wife. That's why I did that. But that actually changed everything.
You know, some,
She was uh, he was a Israeli who lived in this monastery. Limo, I think you have met him. See, people have visited here. Limo was upset. Yeah, the day I saw that. See, her face was a little bit dark. Then she was going through coming, like passing the Buddha shrine room. Then I said, Limo, what happened? I was just passing there, and then I talked to her. You know that I want to attend Nibbana, but see, the school is not using me properly. I can do many things, but they don't allow me to do those things. And something has happened, right? Now I thought, okay, what do you do? Then she explained everything, and then I said, Limo, okay, now I can see you have a problem, right? Without the environment, you won't understand the Dhamma. Now you can't apply the Dhamma because now the environment is not good, right? Shall we change the environment? Right? I'll look after you. I'm going to upstairs, like to the pagoda. I want you to offer some glass of water to the pagoda and worship, and then made a like a determination of perfection in front of the Buddha. Say like, I offered my life, I offered everything that I have. So please show me the path to purify myself. Then she said, "Have you talked with Dr. Samudhu?" I don't know. I don't talk anyone with here. And then he said, no, today Just like 10 minutes ago, I met her. She also said the same thing to me. Now you're saying the same thing to me. Why is that? Then I said, do this. It will work. It worked for us. It worked for everyone, not only me and all the Sumudumadmi. Everyone, all these monks, ladies and gentlemen, everyone do that. Not only water. The other day, I asked a monk like who came from India, like he was a little bit upset, and then I said, why, sir? I had this problem, and okay, now what you have to do? Now go back to your memory. Go through your memory, and whenever your mother, you have your mother, the mother, has she also offered something to someone? Yes, she worshipped the Bhadrakali. Ah, okay. What was that? There's a statue. Uh-huh. Okay. Why did you do? What did she do? She offered, the incense sticks and do like this and all these rituals. I said, okay. Have you done that? No, these are just nonsense. These are just, the statues and all these things. And then he explained the same way that I was like, son, I was also like this. It's not the Bhadrakali, it's not the Buddha, anything, it doesn't matter. What you have to do, sir, now please, you can see the Buddha statue. Hmm? That statue is something there, right? Now do the same thing as your mom did to Bhadrakali, to the Buddha. Offer something to the water and light up the oil lamp and incense sticks. Do these rituals twice a day, like morning and the night, and also go to the pagoda. So we have 7 Buddha statues representing the 7 Buddhas, previous Buddhas. I asked him to offer one water for one Buddha. Like you go upstairs and offer water and then come down and take another water cup and then go to the second Buddha and offer that. Likewise, offer a glass of water every Buddha statue every day. You just have to do once. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, he did that for the first time. The first day he did that, and he came to me with a pleasant face, and he was like open and whole, like his heart is very pleasant. And why? What happened to you? You're smiling now. Yesterday you were like sad. Why? Then he said, no, I realized that this is my lacking part. I was trying to understand the Dhamma. I was trying to apply the Dhamma. Sir, whenever that you explained, I said, okay, this is nonsense. But I did that because you said so, as you might one of my teachers. And when I offered that, thought came to me to sit in front of the pagoda and contemplate. During the contemplation, I realized, okay, what's my problem? Sir, I was trying to understand this in the meditation hall for now 3 weeks. I didn't get the answer, but now I know the answer because of this. Now I told you, okay, now shout to everyone and do this, because this is that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I told you in the beginning, realization of the Dhamma is also a manifestation and also an effect. In order to happen that effect, you don't only need the Dhamma, but the environment. That you need you need the soil, good nutrient soil with nutrients plus water in order to plant a seed. This is a catch-22. There's a road. In order to cross the road, you have to learn how to cross a road. Right? The school that teaches how to cross the road is on the opposite side of the road. This is a catch-22, ladies and gentlemen. You are trapped in this catch-22. You have to cross the road first, then you will learn why you have do that. You have done that.
Yeah.
That's why I love my mom those days. Shut up and do it as I so. This is what she has all, because I was always curious. Curiosity kills the cat. Exactly. Curiosity kills the cat, right? I always want to why. I need an explanation. I always need an explanation. Why? Then she said, shut up and do it. That's it. Something similar will manifest in the next afternoon, tomorrow or night in Dubai, because I have a session in Dubai. The great deception.
Yeah.
It's getting ready for that. I don't know. I just sadhu sadhu. It's not my sermons, ladies and gentlemen. This is the teacher. This is the Buddha. This is the Buddha's wisdom. We can't say, this is my teaching. See, I didn't do anything. I'm just a radio that tuned to this FM, the Buddha's FM, 104.7. I was kidding. Right? So this time we have this chance to visit uh, uh, where uh, Oxford University, Cambridge University, Bristol University. We have sessions. We are going to have sessions there. Let's see how it goes. I'm talking to scientific audience. We'll see whether they will understand something out of this. This connect the dots. This connects the dots between the spirituality and the science. This connects the dots. Guru Vandana is actually establishing connection between you and your teacher. Shall I explain that? I don't know whether you have time. Give me 5 minutes. I'll finish this. Okay. Maya katam punyang samina anumodi tabba means, dear sir, I'm offering what I have done, the merits that I have done up to date to you. Right? So offering merits is not something like your bank account, ladies and gentlemen. When you offer, that means you are not offering it. When you offer, you don't create a vacuum here. When you offer, like when you offer, it's like copy paste. You are now sharing whatever that you have done with somebody. Say, I have done this. Really? Now he's also happy. You're also happy. It's something like copy pasting. Let's say like that. Okay. I'm transferring the merit that I have done to you, that done towards you. Right? Let's say I have done 1 kilogram of merits. Let's say Nilanchal has done. Let's say we can measure merits by kilograms. Right? Okay. Nilanchal is giving 1 kilogram. Vetara is giving 1 kilogram. Kusalanona, Kalpamatya, Kasuni, and all people. And I think there are some hidden black boxes here. So many people here. Black boxes. Right? So people offer, means 1 kilogram, each one offer to the teacher. Now let's say there were 24. Now 24 kilograms with the teacher plus teacher's 1 kilogram is 25. Okay, now 25 kilograms with the teacher. In the second stanza, the third one, it says, Samina katam punyam mayam datapang. Now, please offer whatever you have to us. Now I have now 24 kilograms. Now I am offering that 24 kilograms to each and individually. Now you only given 1 kilogram. Now you get 25 kilograms from your teacher. Now what happens, ladies and gentlemen? You create a connection with your teacher because now you owe something to your teacher. Now because of that, you can't escape from your teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
You always feel, I should go to the Detox Your Mind. I should attend to the Detox Mind. No, I should listen to the sermon today. I think I will listen to the YouTube version. Yeah, this thought will happen because of that. Now you create the connection, establishing the connection. This is exactly like your marriage, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you marry, you have this wedding photo, right? You need to keep that wedding photo. Always look at that and think about. You remind to yourself, you are a married man, you are a married woman. If you don't do that, after 5 or 6 years, if you can't see your husband, then there's another marriage will happen because you have lost the connection. So bonds have to be keep up to date, updated. Likewise, the teacher-student bond has to be updated. That's why you have you do this, whatever that Guru Antana. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That was an